Okay, we're looking at how to write a survey or a questionnaire. The first thing we see is the title. Title is quite dramatic. The truth about what we do in our free time. The truth is trying to attract the reader because we're all interested in the truth. It also attracts the reader because it includes this concept of what we do in our free time. It's something we've repeated with various compositions, but this idea of we connecting the writer with the reader. This attracts the reader to continue reading. Having a look at our introduction here, we've got 3 paragraphs that make up the introduction. I'm trying to highlight them now, but it doesn't want to. There you go. This is all your introduction. There are 3 short sentences. In the first 2, you'll see that there are lots of questions being asked. Lots of questions being asked. A lot of us complain that we never have enough time to do all the things we would like to do. That's another inclusive we statement. Then we have, is that because we simply don't have enough time, or is it more to do with the fact we have lots of things that we want to do? It's asking questions which the reader may be interested in, asking questions which the reader may have asked himself already, and so that will make the reader want to read on. In this survey, we decided to try to get to the bottom of this thorny issue. Again, dramatic language. A thorny issue is something which is controversial or which people don't agree about, and so it's trying to make the survey sound as though it's going to be giving us information which will help us to solve a great problem. Again, it uses dramatic language. Is it our evil parents or is it our cruel teachers? Exaggeration and dramatic language attracts the reader to continue reading. Okay, and then finally, the last part of the introduction, we have a description of who it was that took part in the survey, the whole of the second year. I'd like you to refer to the students in the school as in first year, second year, third year, first year, second year, third year SO students. And then it also tells you the number of students in total. It could, if you only interview the boys, then you'd say 23 boys in the third year. If you only interview the girls, then 23 girls in the third year. So it's the age, the number of students taking part, and the sex involved. Okay, we then have the questions themselves. Each question, I want the actual question that you asked to be the heading, and then have a graph. And the graph shows clearly and simply the answers that you got from the question. I also want you to have a key so that it's easy to understand what it is that you're talking about. What it is that the graph represents. I'm sorry, I got confused there. So make sure that you involve a key, and then you have a brief description. And if you look in this brief description, we can see that the most popular activity after a hard day at school is the ever popular playing with fields, while many of us, nearly 29%, prefer a sport to help us relax. So 35% is playing with friends, and 29% is playing sport in a team. So it only describes the most important. However, it also then highlights one of the statistics which the person writing this article found interesting. Perhaps most noticeable is the small number of students who mention the television as being their favourite way of relaxing, only 11%. So it doesn't describe every single part of the graph, but it describes the most important and then the most interesting. This next one, it's very simple, very straightforward, a yes-no question, and so there isn't actually that much that can be said. The statistics clearly highlight that a majority of students attend extracurricular classes, 65% yes. Okay, and then at the end of the graphs, at the end of all of the explanations, there would be a summary. And in the summary, there are 2 paragraphs. One of them is making general observations from the findings of each question asked. And then last of all, there's a general conclusion, which doesn't need to be statistically backed up, but which comes from your general findings. So in this first paragraph you'd make a couple of observations based on the statistics that you've got, and then afterwards a general summary. Okay, thank you.